can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay.
So how are you doing
So
today?
yeah, it's good. Basically, because of a lot of projects, a bit busy and tied up. So I was out of Pune last week. So that's why the scheduling of our meeting uh, was a issue. So
No, I understand. I understand. So don't worry.
yeah.
Okay. So so should we start our meeting? Hey, what we do we are talking about like how architecture industry grow. Okay, how you start your journey.
Hmm.
Okay, what are the things that inspire you? So if you're okay, so
So
should we start?
yeah, sure. Please
Sure.
go ahead.
So tell me, like, how did you start your journey in architecture?
Okay, so basically, I was working with the Christopher Benninger Architects. We were working on Lodha Belmonte, which is a residential project in Pune. I was also working on some government projects while working with him. And while working with him, I wanted to explore something more, and I wanted to take his philosophies ahead with my own style. And I personally like to experiment a lot. So my personal opinion was to experiment more into uh, different kind of finishes or different kind of styling. So that was the idea. And also with the practice, I felt more inclined towards the interior design, more inclination towards the residential projects. So that's when I joined a builder, Paranjpe Builders, and I was working with a lot of people. And at that time, I felt that I should start my own because looking at the opportunities in the market, the styling, the experimentation was missing at that time. So that's when in 2014 I started with Ogling inches, and here we are with the our styling and designing
Okay.
for
So,
architects.
so let's say, so 2018 you start your industry in your career. Okay. So, like, let's start talking about your background, like where you do you have any family background who also working in architecture?
No, basically my father is an engineer, and I wanted to be engineer, like a technocrat. I was studying for IITs, and in between when I was studying for IITs, I felt that I want to do something more into design rather than the engineering part. Okay,
Okay.
so I wanted to explore the structures, the build forms, the overall volumes of the spaces. So that's where I felt that I want to study architecture. And I came to Pune, studied at Bharati Vidyapit. No one in my family is a architect, or I don't have any architectural background. But this was more of exploration for me. I wanted to see something new, explore something new, and that's why I'm here.
Okay. That's great. So, and let's you also start your architecture in 2018, and so when did you?
2014.
So
Sorry,
sorry,
it's 2014.
2014. Okay, so 2020 and 2021, like it's a COVID. Okay, so how did you see that time? How did you utilize this time into your business? Into your...
Yeah, that's a great question. Actually, when uh, the COVID was going on, my whole team was working from home, and because of the government rules, everybody was working from home. And at that time, we were exploring more of what else could be done. Like we have been doing pretty well, and we wanted to take one step ahead, and we were re-looking at our works, like where we are missing, what can be improvised, and what all new strategies can be applied into the working conditions or our environment or our styling of work. So that's the main motto. In those 2 years, we were mainly exploring those. We were working on drawings. Majorly, the sites were closed, and that's how we majorly spend our time. Uh,
Okay.
your voice, Ankit, your voice is not clear. Yeah.
Okay. So let's say, and what are the things that inspire you to pursue your career in architecture? Let's say, let's talk about the idea. that like everybody has their ideas, like vision, let's say. It's all about the vision. Like, what do you think? And in your first in your mind, then you actually doing that things in a virtually. So
Sorry, I don't understand. What were you saying?
I said, like, what are the things that inspire you to pursue in architecture?
Okay, so basically, I'm even in my personal life, I'm a bit experimental. Like when I'm as a sports activity, if you see, once I'm playing tennis for 6 months, then I change it to horse riding, or I change it to swimming. I go to gym then. So I'm not stuck to one place. I keep changing. That is my personal feeling, or I get bored. You can say when even in my personal life. So even at that time, like even at this time, I'm learning piano. Sometimes I'm learning something else. I read books. So uh, the exploration of new ideas, that was the main motto, majorly towards my career and towards starting architectural practice. I was seeing a lot, everybody was following the other one. That is the style of people working. And that's where I felt that why can't I do something new, or if I can develop something new for the people or for our clients. So that was the main major motto, giving something new and something impressive.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I hope like you will finally you will got your chance and you will explore the actual architecture and design. Okay. And what are the design process like conception and to finalize the project?
Uh, s- like stage wise, majorly with the client, we discuss the design brief first. We develop an estimate. We are uh, we're working with the clients regarding the concept development. We discuss a lot of concept, and we analyze which concept the client is comfortable with, and we again go into depth of the that concept, and we develop the project, the planning, and after that we discuss or develop the technical parts, the 3Ds or the technical drawings. We finalize the vendors. Once that is done, we hand over all the documents or the drawings to the contractors. We explain them the intricacies of all those drawings, or the because each project has its own
Hello. Hello. Welcome from you. Hello. No. Yeah. So once again, okay.
Yeah, yeah, yes.
Yeah. So tell me, like, how did you typically source the product and the material for your upcoming architectural project?
Okay. So basically, me and my team visited a lot of exhibitions, and as we were discussing, we explored a lot. So uh, you can say around 50% vendors come to us, and they show us the new materials which we can apply to our projects. We shortlist those. We make a data of all the products. Like we have company data, which product, what kind of finish it is, where can we apply. So we have those kind of data in our documentation. And while we visit the exhibitions, and we again shortlist the products which we can apply in our future projects. So that's how we combine the material finishes with our design, and we develop the project.
Okay. So like I also search to explore the material by online things like website or Google, that
Mhm.
kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Okay.
Online we usually don't. You can say for lighting fixtures, we may go for online just to see what is happening. And Instagram is there, then there are various websites or the applications where we can explore and we can take inspiration. But majorly the material exploration is been happening face to face, via
That,
whether it could be exhibitions or the vendors coming to our office.
that true. Okay. And so how did you manage your time and the resources to ensure timely completion of the project?
Yeah, so basically we for each project we have standardization. While I was working with various people, a lot of things were missing. That's why I said we started Ogling inches, and we have developed modulation. There are modules for timeline. We have module where we make the project timeline. It's kind of nat chart, and we strategize how much time will be required for concept development, how much time for technical drawings, for contractor interaction and execution. So we have a detailed timeline which we follow for the whole project. And if there is any delay at any step, we recover it. We try to recover it in the next stage. So that's how we are able to manage the timeline for the projects in the past. And we are still working on developing some application where we can get notification when uh, any delay happens, or we can combine with, we can definitely make a network where client, my team, or the execution, or municipal agent, or various consultants are uh,
Work together.
combined into that network. So it'll be a very smooth timeline. Everybody will know their responsibilities, scope of work, and the project can be done well to the satisfaction of the client.
So what is the application name?
No, we are developing this. We are at a very early phase of discussion over the strategies or how we can develop, like what all strategies has to be incorporated into the application. So it's at a very early stage.
And can you discuss your any challenges you faced in your previous project?
Challenges, there are a lot. If I'm being practical, many times, first is the budget, which every architect has faced. So that is one. Secondly, the municipal laws are there. Municipal laws are basically binding rules by the government. So those we have to follow definitely. But these limitations are not actually limitations. They make the project great. You can, with less resources, with lesser uh, uh, openings to the overall rules, we get a better design, you can say. So those are challenges, but they make the project interesting. Uh, so that's how we are able to do that.
Okay, and let's talk about the let's use you told me that like the government challenges, the government policies. Okay, so how did you face it, and how did you apply your own let's say the ideas on that particular project?
So, with the government or municipal approvals, there are height restrictions, the setbacks are there, the what could be done, what could be not done. It's kind of the civil laws which the courts apply. So it's similar to in our field. And in that sector, what we do is we have our agent who has a knowledge of the laws, and he keeps himself updated regarding the new laws or the loopholes, you can say. Those loopholes can be used to our benefit. So it becomes easier in that case. And we use those laws, and we try to be into the boundary line, and we develop the project. So basically, those laws are interesting again. They make the whole project interesting with the limitation, the scaling could be done, and we can develop the construction based upon the strategies which the government has mentioned about.
Okay, that's interesting. And can you how did you approach the budgeting and the cost management in your project?
Cost management. So basically, when we start with the project with the client, uh, we give them a heads up of how much the budget will be required. If they approve, we start with the BOQ. Like for construction, this much will be required. For consultancy, the various consultants are hired. That much cost is required. landscaping, infrastructure, signages, lighting. So we develop a BOQ. That is a basic BOQ, a block estimate, you can say. Once that is approved, we start the technical drawing, execution starts happening, and with each contractor coming on board, we get their final quote, we match it with BOQ, we finalize a BOQ, and then it's done. So majorly you can say 90% our BOQs are accurate, 10% it depends upon the strategy, or it depends upon the change in the finish if client wants. So these are many times uh, they increase their budget. They are okay with the previously they were at X, now they are at 2X. So that happens. They're okay with that. So in that case, it's totally fine and it improvises the project. So
Okay.
we
So
are able to track the budget.
so they all our project is like residential or commercial?
No, we are majorly into residential projects.
Residential.
Commercial, we have designed just as a consultancy. We have handed over. We did one commercial project in uh, Kashipur, that is in Uttarakhand. So that is there. Then in Shimla, we did one hotel or resort project. So that we did. So we have been doing project out of Pune, but on consultancy basis only. In Pune, we are majorly into execution, design, everything. Like it's the whole responsibility. One point contact agency for the client, so it becomes easier for them.
Okay. Like so what are your strategy to to explore to the more market? Let's say you also talking about the Uttarakhand, you have done the project in a Kasipur or Simla. Okay. So
Mhm.
so what is your strategy to communicate with the new clients? Okay. So what is your strategies?
Uh, to communicate, as in, are you talking about are you talking
Like,
about that?
sorry, your voice is breaking. Sorry.
Uh, so I was saying, are you talking about while the execution or the project is going on, how do we
Yeah.
communicate with the client? That is what your question is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So initially we start with the mails and we go very formally initially, but keeping client in talks and or in touch with the project, we make a WhatsApp group. With my team is there, my design team, myself, and the client will be there. That stage comes when we have finalized the concept and we move to the technical drawing. So at that time we talk one to one and we finalize a lot of details which are not possible on mail. Those are only possible when you are face to face discussing or when you are on a WhatsApp. So we are using technology and we are using WhatsApp for that, for these kind of discussions.
Okay. And let's say or like how did you handle the changes and the modification to a project during the construction phase?
Uh, See, it's part of the overall process. We definitely can't deny that there are no changes, and it needs to happen. Uh, it needs to happen because we want to improvise. Like in even in any case, we ourselves suggest a lot of changes to the client when we visit the site. So it's more of the feeling like. Drawings are there. You develop a drawing, you go ahead, you make something on site. At site, there might be some differences when we start the project or when at that stage is there. So generally, we also suggest the changes to the client or improvisation. And sometimes client feel that he wants window not here or the window size to be increased or reduced. So those kind of changes may happen. It's part of the design. So we are totally happy with the suggestions if the client gives and if those are technically correct. So
Okay.
we totally accept those.
Okay. And like what are the things that motivates you like keep growing, keep learning. So what are the things that inspire you or motivates you?
Uh, Keep going. Basically, that is where, and that is why I started. Like I wanted to explore new directions to the design, to explore new ways to build. So uh, we are still at not at that stage where we have finalized. Okay, मुझे ऐसे ही करना है for the future. But we are still at the experimentation stage. So with each project, we try to experiment with whether it could be material, the scaling, the forms, or anything. So in those kind of details, we work out something and it becomes interesting. So motivation wise, we are totally motivated to explore something new or develop something new.
Or
That
like
is where our motivation is.
okay, and like do you have ideal or like a role model in architecture? There you can learn lot of things.
Definitely, Louis Akan was one. Like I follow holistic architecture a lot, and uh, maybe you can say modernism. So Louis Akan was the first guy who inspired me for the architecture. So his volumes, his massive feeling to the buildings. So that was one, and those two in modern times inspired from history. That was his strategy. So he impresses me a lot. Corbusier was one because of his sculptural form, expressionism, his styling. Again, that was a totally very impressive style at that time, and we try to incorporate or take hints from his projects. So he's another guy. Then me, Svender Rohe, a lot of people like there are from each architect. I am very inspired from them. So we try to take inspiration for each project. So that is
Uh,
all.
so like you learn a lot of things like every architecture in every project. That's mean
Yes,
that's
yes,
interesting.
yes.
Okay, like uh okay, can you describe your experience with the various architecture design software tools?
Um, Softwares, basically, every architect is using AutoCAD, so that we are definitely using. For material or the form study, for understanding the volume of the building, we use SketchUp. Uh, we don't use 3D Max in our office because SketchUp is easier for us to modify, to change, to sculpt the volume. So SketchUp becomes one very important part. For renderings, we use V-Ray because it gives a more close to realistic form. So V-Ray is one. After that, we to polish the final images, we use Photoshop. So that is another software we use for developing the design.
Okay. Uh,
Majorly these all.
okay. Let's say, can you share your experience you have working on a project with a limited resources in a challenging environment?
Uh, See, when we start any project, we are very clear that these things are required, and we discuss in detail with the client. So resources wise, I'll say there might be limitations of resources when we are developing the design and the market changes. Some many times the companies stop their production for any particular finish, or it could be regarding the change in municipal laws. So that happens when the projects are going on, but we that is again a part of the process, and we incorporate those into when we are working on that. And even when it's done, if something any problems come when the resource is not available, we try to get it from somewhere else. So we have a lot of a huge network of vendors, or we have database, so we use our database to correct that issue.
Okay. Let's say, what are the things that you see in your like today times, or when did you start your career in 2014? The changes. So what are the changes that you see in the time?
In architecture projects you are talking about, right?
Yeah.
In today's time, see, since last 10 years, if I tell you, there have been a lot of interesting uh, ideas which have come. The materials have changed. previously it was only exposed concrete, plastering, heritage plaster was there. Now there are artificial wood or even natural woods are there, those imported ones. So those are available. You have good, very good finishes, or the lighting fixtures have developed to another height. You can use lighting fixtures very well on the for the facade highlighting, or there are outside pavers are there which are very well designed. So with the demand and market, the companies have developed these interesting products, and those are very useful for as a tool of design, and those are helping us well in our recent projects. Previously, it was limitation of uh, finishes or the product. Now there are thousands of products, millions of products. Uh, Again, research are going on for regarding the maintenance sustainability of for example, glass or various areas. So those have been happening. It will keep happening. But yeah, regarding the material, uh, exploring it through vendors or getting reading magazines, international magazines, that gives us new interesting ideas which we can apply in our project.
Okay, but that interesting, like you like learn a lot of things in architecture, and you will finally explore the new things. Okay, and like we had a limited time. Okay, but thank you for your time. Thank you for your
Thank you.
okay, thank you for your effort. Okay, and
Thank you.
like I really enjoyed this time. I hope you too. And
Yeah, I really enjoyed your questions, and it was also again a good thought from for me to improvise what we can, and to re-explore if I'm missing something.
yeah,
So thank you for that, and thank you for the interview. Thank you for
yeah.
the questions.
Okay, like Prashant, what we do here, like we are creating the ideas, like those architectural, like who started their career, like a fresh architecture, they can learn a lot of things from
Mhm.
you. Okay, so we are doing processes on that things. So thank you for your time. Thank
Okay.
you. Bye.
Thank you, Ankit. Good day. Bye.